This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
We're ready to go. Let's go to the ring.
How about Tully wearing the robe from Dynamite right here?
Isn't that something? And that's National Heavyweight Belt. Okay. Got it. Which was kind of like the U.S. belt, only it had a little bit of gold around it, right?
Hey, I don't mean to be, boy, I'm not trying to be negative when I say this, but realistically, that was probably JJ Dillon's last TV appearance, or one of them. How fucking cool was it that we got to see JJ on TV one last time on a Turner station?
Yeah, it was very cool. He looked great. He really did.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we brought him in. I'm glad they used him on TV instead of just showing him in the audience, walking out with him.
Yep.
And it was really cool to be in the backstage area with he and Arn and Tully. And of course, backstage with us in that one, what we call the coach's room, stays Jerry Lynn.
Yeah.
And Jake the Snake stays back there. And Dean Malenko. And you're talking about just a wonderful room to set in when you've got like 20, 30 minutes. It's the best. It is that coach's room. I mean, I'll go in there and laugh till I freaking cry. Just.
I was sequestered outdoors with Eric Bischoff, who sort of set up shop on the little sectional there behind the promo photo area. And one by one, as everybody came in, we got to say hello and chit chat. But the best is when JR would come over and just hold court. Because JR, he's well past give a shit.
Oh yeah.
Well past.
Oh yeah. And that's one of my goals now in life.
Is to just get to his level of don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he just lets them rip, man. Just one after another. Just right. It's tremendous. So yeah, Eric Bischoff really got a double dose of JR that weekend, and we all had fun with it. But it was so cool to see JJ again. I just know realistically, JJ's probably not looking to get booked and be on TV every week, and it's not like AEW necessarily needs him. So
sure, if
that was our last time we see JJ in sort of a primetime role, I'm glad he got what I would call a quote unquote proper send off.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do a little shilling here. Congratulations and a pat on the back to the all the EVPs and Tony Khan for realizing and appreciating the past.
Oh my gosh, it's such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you and JR sort of set the tone for that, but you see what they've done with Jake Roberts and Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson and so many others. It's just cool, man. And I got to tell you, one of the coolest things that's ever happened in my wrestling fandom was being backstage that night after Tully finished his match. They cut a promo, just behind Gorilla. Then there's like that talent viewing area that everybody has to walk through in order to get to their dressing rooms and whatever. So Eric and I just happened to be back there hanging out, just waiting on those belts to come back so we get to our Airbnb and get out of the way and just watch the rest of the show from home. And when he came through, man, every staffer, every employee, every rigger, every producer, every talent all stood and clapped. And I don't mean like a standing ovation, like until he acknowledges it. I mean, as he made his way through the crowd, because there's like a little aisleway pathway that guys could walk through. He shook every hand and he was grinning ear to ear. You could tell what an important moment that was for Tully. It was a happening to the point where Bischoff, who normally doesn't sell shit with wrestling, it's just like, been here, done that, whatever. He turned around and looked at me and went and like held his arm up like, I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those moments that we talk about a lot on the show where that was real.
Sure.
That was not, hey, let's do our best to care and let's put on a show and let me pretend. Oh no, that was real. And everyone was paying homage to one of the best performers. And, he never really got that send off, and now he did. And you could tell, even he didn't have to say it. You could just tell what it meant to him. It was one of the coolest moments of my wrestling fandom. And I laughed. I wanted to watch that match in the crowd. So we went and stole a seat. Eric and I did, with Sam, the security guy's permission. And when Tully hit that fucking slingshot, man, I was giggling like a little kid.
Yeah.
It was such a cool moment.
Yeah. And I got to even say it. I got to even call it slingshot suplex, which I was very proud to be able to nudge my way in and be able to say that. And so that was that. There's your There you go, slingshot suplex. I want to say something else about that Tully walkthrough that I did not see because I was obviously doing the show, but
You were busy.
I was busy. I was busy doing other things, saying that's right, JR, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that slingshot suplex is still just a great move. You know, when the end is coming, let's go to Tony Schiavone.
They are Tully Blanchard Enterprises.
Do you hear out of place? First words out of your mouth should be congratulations to the new National Heavyweight Champion.
Congratulations, new National Heavyweight
That
Champion.
was a very hollow congratulations. You should be more excited because what you saw was a classic demonstration of wrestling skill and how it should be done. It was like taking candy from a baby.
I tell you what, Tony Schiavone, you get a lot of people out here that lack maybe a little bit of experience, but they get in there and they do their best and they fight. This guy right here embarrassed his family and everything else. He didn't want to fight. He was in such awe of being in the ring with the National Heavyweight Champion. He didn't know what to do. But that's where you got to take your hat off to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. At least the 2 times World Heavyweight Champion and former World Television Champion and former National Heavyweight Champion and former superlatives I can't even say, but they all start with former. Dusty Rhodes will get in there and fight you, as you saw last week with the greatest match, where the best man did win. The new National Heavyweight Champion, Tully Blanchard, along with the administrative director of our corporation, James J. Dillon.
Now, where do we go from here? What is the obvious question? What is the next great step? The Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup was obviously the next thing in mind because we got the insurance. Now we're talking about picking up $1 million payday, and that's a lot of bucks. And it's coming, and it's coming soon. We're talking about April in New Orleans, and we're going to be right in the thick of it. In fact, we should be seated number 1.
We're coming right back.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, I know that's not the original song, but they at least picked a good one for him, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Look at the kids. Tully Blanchard classic interview right there. Shitting on the guy who did a horrible job for him and putting over the booker. Just zoom. I love that. I love when they bring real life into their stuff. I always love that. So Tully walks through, and I heard about that. There's another moment that I need to talk about. I can't talk about it this week, but I'll talk about it next week. Remind me, okay?
Okay.
And that happened backstage. Actually, there's been this will be the third moment. There's been 3 moments that happened backstage where I know beyond a shadow of a fucking doubt, that our company is going to be successful. And Tully Blanchard's was one of them. The other was when Eddie Kingston, I don't know if it ever got on social media, it may have. Eddie Kingston addressed everybody in the back after we did the thing for for Brody Lee. Eddie just.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, right from the heart.
Yeah.
And then something happened this week too that I'll talk about next week. That I know that we're doing things right as a company. I know we got a great leadership. I know Tony Khan's a good guy, and you may be listening to this, rolling your eyes, say Schiavone's sucking up. But I don't want to dig down to this too far because you get into the weeds with this bullshit and you can't pull out. But so many people give him shit online and say bad things about our fucking company. And Meltzer and I talked about this before we recorded with Jericho the other night. And it was great. It was actually great talking to Dave. Dave and I had about a 20-minute conversation before Jericho even came on. And it blows our mind that people are out there wanting companies to fail. Why would somebody be that way?
Yeah.
And why? What is wrong with your personality? What was wrong with your upbringing? Were you raised by a couple of parents who were on meth? What is wrong with you to be that way? I don't get it. And so may you rot in hell.
Oh, wow.
For the rest of your fucking lives, you nothing happening pieces of shit. That being said, hey, Jimmy Valiant, man, he had a great talk. He was tremendous. And this guy he's working with, Bob Owens, is not that much better than the last guy, Don Turner.
Help me understand. Why did you get so heated right there?
Because it just makes me mad. I mean, not many things make me mad. I mean, you can shit on me all you want, but to shit on what we do, you just don't fucking get it. And of course, I get it. Most of you are WWE fanboys. I understand. And I understand how you feel. And many of them are probably just, and anyway, so it just gets me fired up when I hear that, because I just know how many great things we're doing, how great of a company we got. And yeah, we make mistakes. Hell yeah. Everybody makes mistakes. But fuck, it's just a wonderful place to be. And you saw that. You saw how happy people were in the back.
No, I've seen it every time I'm there. I mean, listen, no place is without politics. No, not in sales. I mean, it's not exclusive to wrestling. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's problems everywhere. Things could be better everywhere. Blah, blah, blah. No, there is no utopia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, I guess there is, but hopefully nobody we know gets to go there soon. But still, it's just like, come on. Can we just be positive?
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.